Yeah, well, I think stick burning is the only real way to barbecue. You don't want it like falling off the bone. Like that's just that you've cooked it too far then. Shouldn't be lifting the lid every half an hour. You know, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. You've got to spritz every 30 minutes. Any less and it just won't work. Jalapeno and cheddar flavored everything. Yeah, like perfect combo. There is a massive difference between mahogany and deep mahogany. It's like two different colors. Real pit masters know that. I've adopted the Central Texas barbecue ethos now. Sometimes I'm so loyal to the Central Texas style cooking that I don't even cook the protein. I just smoke the salt and pepper. Central Texas style, you know, right in the middle. You want everything to taste like apples. I wrap everything in butcher's paper now. I don't even need to buy nappies or condoms anymore. Completely different flavors. You got to have the slices about as thin as a pencil. Who still uses pencils? Where do you even get a pencil? Just keep one nearby when you're slicing so you have a reference. You got to spritz every 30 minutes. Any more than 30 minutes and it just won't work. Yeah. So then you can hit it with the sauce, throw it back into the smoker, and then you can set the glaze, 20, 30 minutes. You know, it's when you like create like a foil boat for the brisket to nestle in. Yeah, we call it boating. Yeah, it's a good question, but you know, like when we first started, all the recipes were in Fahrenheit, so we just sort of stuck with it. Well, to me, there's just no comparison. Competition barbecue is just not the same. You know, the different types of fruit woods can actually make your meat taste like the fruit from the wood it's coming from. I'll do 1 part apple cider vinegar, 1 part apple juice. You can literally have a cherry flavored brisket. You can use beef tallow. No, we don't call them sausages. You gotta call them hot links. Completely different thing. Rendered beef tallow. You can make it yourself. You don't want like huge plumes of white smoke going everywhere. You want like the thin blue smoke for that bite through texture. It's not the same thing. You know, you're looking at temps 250, 275. I can taste the difference between food cooked on apple wood and cherry wood all day. I have somewhere around that. But this time you're gonna do it hot and fast. You know, really ramp those temps up. Yeah, the hardest part would have to be ramp them up. The hardest part would have to be when you pick it up, you know that it's just a little bit, you know, it's just a little bit over. Monitoring the temps all day. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, so at that point you can throw it into a foil tray, put in some beef stock maybe some beer, you know, if you like. I know you do. Wrap it back in foil, put it back in the cooker. So you get like a teaspoon of kosher salt, 50-50 ratio, 1/4 cup of kosher salt, lots of kosher salt, and the good coarse stuff, kosher salt, horse. Don't use any other salt but kosher salt. I'll just use like a teaspoon of kosher salt, you know. Kosher salt. You don't want to use table salt. They taste different. Don't use table salt, use kosher salt. Sprinkling kosher salt. I just use kosher salt. What is kosher salt? I'm not even actually sure. Yeah, apple cider vinegar. More apple cider vinegar. Fill it up with apple cider vinegar, but we just use kosher salt. Kosher salt is more coarse in texture. Get yourself some kosher salt. Don't make any other vinegar, so you just got to use apple cider vinegar. Kosher salt, black pepper, paprika. Perfect. ACV, get your hands on it, use kosher salt. Yeah, 1/4 cup of kosher salt, lots of kosher salt, apple cider vinegar. What do you guys use? Lots of apple cider vinegar and black pepper. ACV, only use kosher salt. Put some apple cider vinegar in it, fill it up with kosher salt. Butcher's paper is where it's at. Like you don't want to be lifting the lid every 30 minutes. With some SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. You know it's tender by the probe. You know, we call it probe tender. That's all you need. My essential sides are coleslaw, mac and cheese, and what's the other one? Unless, of course, you're spritzing, then you got to spritz every 30 minutes, otherwise it just won't work. Hang on, it's coleslaw, mac and cheese. And then when you're looking at it, you can see that it's like just a little bit under when they're cutting into it. Coleslaw, mac and cheese, and baked beans, but we call them pit beans because we pretend we put them back on the cooker. And really, we just cook them in the oven. Brisket is king. What I'll do is I'll wrap it in some foil with some butter, back in the cooker. The trick is to get the shaker, your rub shaker, and you know, you want to rub it from a height so that you get this really good distribution. Chef mate taught me that one. Pitmaster's curse. I just can't eat what I've been cooking. Just get me a peanut butter sandwich right now.